Welcome back, everyone. This is M-Dog, and we are here in the Lord of the Rings Online, and I thought we could just do a quick update. Some news released today. Looks like some new... oh, thanks. Grimdahl is finally waving to us. Some news releasing today about the most recent update, and I've been playing Lotro so much lately. By the way, if you didn't know already, which you may if you know my channel, if you're new to the channel, if you've stumbled upon the channel because of this news update for Lotro, then if you're interested, I want to point out that Grimdahl and I here are going through a playthrough. He is currently level 18, so sorry about the way we look, but you know, he's only 18. He hasn't really earned the right to dip into the cosmetics, but we're getting there. But come join us. Lots of episodes have already been released, and we're trying to stay on top of, getting a couple, 2 to 3 out per week, and really just leveling through, focusing mostly on the epic quest line, something I haven't done in quite a while, and I'm just loving it on my favorite class, Lore Master. So come check that out. I'll try to put a link to the first episode in the notes for this video. But the main thing we're here to talk about is the new update. This is update 32, and let's see what we've got here. All right. It is the Ranger and Ruins update 32. Just wanted to briefly look at this. I am very excited about the direction that this game seems to be going. But let's focus mostly on this update. We can talk about the larger picture another time. But first of all, it is worth mentioning that there's a new raid coming soon. Not something that I get a lot of time in terms of like the in-game content at any of the different stages of what in-game has been. So I don't know. We'll see in the future if I'm able to try to dip my toes in this a little bit. But the Hidden Horde of Abnankara, sorry if I've butchered that, but Tier 1 and 2 Tier 2 difficulties are going to initially be available to play, and then further tiers will be available down the line. It looks like noon Eastern on February 24th will be the first phase of that release. And so if you've purchased the Fate of Gundabad expansion and reached level 140, it looks like you'll be eligible to start this raid. Now, not that that's not exciting. I'm sure for some players that is the utmost of excitement, but for me, these next two things, especially the third one, but these next two things are the more exciting pieces. First of all, there is now new housing available. One of Smaug's last treasure hoards has been opened, and the dwarves of Erebor have moved to reclaim it. Join them in owning a piece of Middle-earth in the Great Hall under the mountain. So new premium player and kinship housing is now available. So cool that they're continuing to do things with the housing market, and so I'm excited to see this. In fact, before we wrap this video up, we will try to take a quick tour of one of the new maybe deluxe houses or something, just to see what it looks like. A full suite of town services and social spaces for you to enjoy with your kinship and neighbors. New exterior music and ambient environment hook types available for more customization. Swimmable gold coins. I don't even know what that means. Life-size chests, checkerboards. Super exciting sounding. So I'm excited to see a little bit more of that. And again, in just a moment, we'll switch back to the game and go look at one of those houses so you can actually see what it looks like. But finally, the third part of this update that I really wanted to highlight is the new legendary item track, reward track. And this to me is just sort of another piece added to Lord of the Rings Online that I am so excited about. We've had the new reworking of what legendary items look like, and now this is another sort of piece of that. So starting at level 45, it says that the track can be accessed through the menu. You go character reward track. As you play the game and collect item XP, it'll progress the track throughout the season, and if you get all the way to the end, there's a repeatable goal for more rewards. And every season they'll retract the thing. Now, one thing, they'll refresh the track, but one thing I would like to know is the length of seasons. It may say that and I just haven't seen it yet, or it may have been given, that information may have been given somewhere else. But let's focus in a little bit more on what this legendary item track is going to look like. So if you go to the menu in game, this is what you'll see. all kinds of rewards. Some of these rewards aren't even familiar to me because it's been so long since I've played a character that actually is high enough level to do these sorts of things and to be getting this kind of equipment. But I'm okay with that because I want this to be motivation for us to continue to progress on our new Lore Master on Arkenstone so that we too can get our first legendary weapon and experience the items reward track. Now, that may mean that we miss out on this season. I don't know how long it's going to last, or it could be that we don't get full progression through the season, but I'm okay with that. I want to let it be a motivation for us. But here's a little bit more information. And again, I'll try to have the link to these different articles in this video, so if you want to come look a little bit more in depth. But one of the things I really liked about this is that this is across your account. So if you play multiple characters, like at times I do with lots of alts, I mean, if you don't play alts in Lotro, I mean, come on, you're missing out, right? But they will all contribute towards your overall. So it's IXP is what they're calling it. And it's basically geared, set up so that no matter what level you are, once you're past 45, no matter what level you are, all of the characters that you play will be contributing toward this one track to give you lots of rewards. And I'm just really excited about this. I think it's cool. It's always cool for me to have these systems where you're working towards bonus rewards that are going to help your characters across your account, and to have it seasonal where they can introduce special rewards per season. Obviously, some of these seem to be currency, and that would imply that, you know, there's things that with that currency you can go and purchase, obviously. So really excited about that. It's got 101 levels, so 100 levels to achieve, and then the 101st level is a repeatable until the following season releases. And apparently some players have had the opportunity to build up quite a few of these IXP runes heading into this update. So this first season, some players may move through this track pretty quickly compared to what future seasons might be like based on how many IXP runes they already have. So anyway, I am just really excited. Of all the things in this update, for me personally, this is probably the most exciting piece. So let's get rid of that and go back to the overall release notes. I did want to also point out that stretching south from the Trollshaws to the junction of Brunnen and Mythithil rivers is a wild land of rocky hills and deep pine woods and a graveyard of ancient kingdoms. So this is talking about the angle of Mythithil. If you can say that better than I can, then I salute you. But we're going to have this new area for levels 40 to 45. So I am super excited about, in our Lore Master playthrough, getting here and checking out this new area. Do note that this is free for VIPs, and it is available in the Lotro store under the quest pack called Rangers and Runes. So I always like to see what's the new content like. What are the developers learning from previous content releases and applying to new ones, or what are they putting new into the game that might be forward pointing towards what future content updates might be like. And then we have all kinds of updates to the classes. We are not going to get into the weeds of that. There's some crafting updates, housing, of course, items, monsters, traits, quest and adventure areas, UI, miscellaneous, and they continue to let us know about some known issues. So I am not going to waste your time going over some of these more specific things, because if you care about what the Lore Master update is in this, for this update, then you can come look. But I just wanted to give an overview and also just talk about, in particular, this legendary items reward track. Okay, before we go, because I want to keep this fairly piffy. Oh wait, let's show you where we are right here, just in case you're new to Lotro and you don't know. We are currently in Bree. Greetings, fellow adventurer. And we're down here. So this is like the broker's office down here. There's one of the housing brokers is up here. This is for the Cape of Belfalis, however you say that. But the main broker's office is down here in Bree. And if you come in here, there are all kinds of housing options. So the new stuff is going to be under Garthy here. So if you talk to him, we want to go purchase a home. There are all kinds of housing types, right? You've got kinship houses, deluxe, stately, and standard. So a standard house is going to have 105 interior hooks, 10 interior lightning hooks, 38 exterior with access to shared housing storage. There are not too many stately houses typically. Yeah, so the first one was 500 mithril. This is 600 mithril. This has 105 interior, 10 interior, 39 exterior. And I'm guessing that this is the stately house. I don't know. Is that about location? It really seems to be the same. You know, look at this. I think this has to do with the address, maybe the location of it, like really convenient locations, but I'm not sure. Someone that's more knowledgeable of this will have to let me know in the chat underneath this video. Leave me a message on what the difference is. I think stately has to do with location, but I could be wrong. But we also have deluxe houses and kinship houses. So what we thought we would do is go check out tour a deluxe house and see what that looks like. So that's what we're going to do here. All right. So we have entered a housing neighborhood. I'm going to let that tell us again. So we have come to 2 Ironfoot Road. Here is what the map looks like in here. I think it will let us run around. Okay, and you can travel with your horse. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time looking at the different places. We're just going to specifically look at this deluxe house to see what it looks like. Oh, there is also a downstairs. Now, can you get to the downstairs? Possibly. I'm guessing you can because, look, there's some stairs over there. So very cool. All right, so this house is still for sale. Let's go see what this looks like. All right, so this is your outside area. Ooh, you can also go downstairs from in here. That looks like that does go all the way down. Here's your mailbox. And I believe this is going to be the actual house. So let's go take a tour of this house, see what the new deluxe premium house looks like. And it kicks us out of the game. Just kidding. Here we go. All right. So very dwarf looking house. In terms of the colors, I could see some people being like, yeah, that's cool. And some people saying, no thanks. Which is probably the case on all of the houses. I mean, just they look so different based on where they are. But I think this is pretty sweet. The colors are a little jarring for me. But it would be fun to see what one looks like decorated with lots of paintings and furniture out. So I guess this is going to be a 3-level spot here. Let's go all the way down and see what space we have down here. Yeah, so you could also, it looks like, come into the house from this bottom level. Yeah, these deluxe homes have so much space. I almost think it's too much space unless you've just been playing the game for so long that you've got, you know, an almost infinite amount of decorations, and then maybe it would be worth it. But if you're fairly new to the game, got a few decorations, just getting a normal size house is probably a lot less overwhelming. So sometimes on the top floor, it's a much smaller square footage. Let's see if that's the case here. Yeah, that does look like that's going to be the case, but this is very cool. So what happens if we go outside right here? I wonder if this is going to kick us back to... Oh yeah, it did. This is cool. So this is actually above the entrance we took, and there may not be a way to get down without going back through the house. That seems to be the case. Okay, very cool. All right, so there's a look at one of the new deluxe houses found in this update. And you can get some epic scenes for sure. But this is a pretty cool area. Again, I'm not sure for me, especially when I'm thinking about our lore master that we're leveling right now, I'm not sure for me that the new housing options is what jumps out. But I mean, my goodness, if you're leveling a dwarf, or if you have a dwarf main or whatever, you're going to be all over getting to get one of these prime new properties that are freshly available under the mountain here. Okay, hey, thanks for joining me. Just wanted to highlight the new update in Lord of the Rings Online, especially since I'm currently so active playing it and just having such a good time. My favorite MMO of all time, no questions at this point. I have sort of realized that over the past year or so that it is just for sure the case. And again, if you want to see more of me enjoying this great MMO, come check out the leveling series we have going with the Lore Master, and hoping to do more content in the future, maybe checking out the new Brawler class, wanting to play a Hobbit. I just haven't leveled through the Shire in such a long time that I wanted to do a special sort of 2 to 3 episode, maybe a little more, on just all the ins and outs of the Shire. So hopefully that'll be upcoming. Have a good day, everybody. See you next time.